It's Wulf, and it's the first 15. This one is Krunker. This was sent to me by Yendis Entertainment through Keymailer, and this one is pretty similar to what happened with Hired Ops, where the game itself is actually free to play, so they sent me a key for some in-game currency. According to the email I got from Keymailer when they sent me the key, it's $14 worth of Krunkies, which are the in-game currency. I did not actually redeem that currency yet, though, for two main reasons. One, I just didn't really feel like making an account when I decided to record this gameplay, and two, I figured that it would be more fair for me to show gameplay without having used any Krunkies in the store or anything, so that way it's more representative of what you would see if you're a new player in Krunker. In the future, if I do redeem the currency and buy stuff with it, I'll try to make another video to show you guys what I bought with it, but right now I just don't really plan on doing that. It's kind of funny because I actually already had a video idea for Krunker and then just saw the key availability on Keymailer and requested one, so now it's also getting the first 15. But I did have another video idea for Krunker, and I will explain that in a minute because first I need to explain something interesting and really cool about Krunker. Krunker is probably the easiest game to play, not in terms of gameplay, but in terms of actually finding it and playing it. If you go to the website krunker.io right now, which is the official website for Krunker, you can play it right in your browser and you don't have to have an account or anything. It just loads you right into a match. Like, you don't even select a match or anything, you just go to the website and play, and that is really awesome. I think that has probably played a huge factor in Krunker's popularity and success. And to add to that, you can play it on almost any device, and that was actually the idea that I have for another video that I haven't even started working on yet, but I'm going to do in the future. I want to make a video where I try to play Krunker on as many devices as possible, because since it runs in a browser and you don't have to really download anything to play it unless you play on the downloadable client version, you can play it on a ton of different devices. I've seen a lot of people online talk about how they played it on their school's Chromebooks when I was just looking up the game, and it goes beyond computers too. If you go to krunker.io on a phone, on like a smartphone, you can even play it on a mobile device without even downloading anything, which is really cool. And it's kind of hilarious too, because I think it even has a control scheme for portrait mode on a phone. And if you decide that you want to play it a little bit more seriously and less of just kind of a time waster thing, there is a downloadable client, and the gameplay you guys are seeing in this video is the downloadable client. I downloaded it on Steam, but even the downloadable client is incredibly easy to play because, I kid you not, it took less than 10 seconds to download from Steam onto my computer. It's only a little over 100 megabytes. As you guys can see, the game is pretty simple and straightforward with graphics and stuff, but it's just so smart of the developers to create an IO style game, but one that's a first-person shooter and is actually sort of got some depth to it because there's not really any competition for it. I wish that I had known about Krunker when I was in college, because I was always bored out of my mind between classes and never could really find a game or anything that was really simple and easy to play and stuff that I could play between classes, and this would have just been perfect for that. So yeah, if you're curious about Krunker, it is super easy to check it out, and I would heavily recommend you do so. You could even do so while listening to this video because it runs in a browser and everything. But anyway, let's move on to talking about the actual gameplay. Krunker is a really straightforward first-person shooter. You have different classes that you choose from. Most of them have a primary weapon and a secondary weapon. I'm not sure if you can unlock other weapons or not. It doesn't really seem like that. I think you can only unlock skins for them. Some of the classes are locked from the start, but in my gameplay I tried to get an elimination with every single class at least once, and then I just played as the agent for the rest of the gameplay because that's my preferred character. I believe that the main weapon is pretty much just guns. There's not really grenades or anything like that, not score streaks like in Call of Duty or anything. Most of the characters can aim down sights, and it really plays just like a traditional first-person shooter like you would expect. The only thing not in this gameplay that you guys might notice and be kind of wondering why I'm doing something, so Krunker doesn't have a sprint button so far as I know, and I always saw other players bunny hopping and I wondered why, so then I tried it out a little bit, and it turns out the bunny hopping in this game actually works really well, so that's how you can gain a lot of momentum and move your character around faster. So that's why I'm bunny hopping in this gameplay, and why if you play you'll probably see a lot of other people also doing that. It's pretty fast paced, so it's sort of almost like a mix between old school first-person shooter games like Quake and stuff like that are really fast-paced, and then more modern ones like Call of Duty that have aim down sights and all that type of stuff. It also has all of the normal first-person shooter gameplay modes like free-for-all, team deathmatch, kill confirmed, capture the flag, and some other ones. There's also a lot of custom games. Something that Krunker definitely advertises a lot is the fact that it's a very moddable game and there's a lot of mods and stuff for it. Again, I didn't really play around with any of those videos and this gameplay, but I definitely could see that there was a lot of fan-made content in this game, which is pretty cool. Also, for a game that's so simple and runs on so many devices, it actually has a really surprisingly kind of in-depth settings menu, so that also is pretty nice if you're trying to play on lower end hardware. And overall, it's just a really cool game that's really easy to get into. The only negative thing that I can really say about Krunker is that in looking up some stuff about Krunker, I saw there was a lot of people that claim that the game has a ton of hackers, and in the game it actually does say something about that they've banned like over 200,000 hackers, which is a lot of hackers in the first place when you think about it. And I don't think that I necessarily have ever encountered a hacker in Krunker, but Krunker definitely has sort of the same problem as I think Max Payne 3, which is one of my favorite games, in that there are some people who've played Krunker so much that you'll join matches and there'll just be one or two people that just dominate the match, and it can be really frustrating whether or not they are hackers, because you can't really play that much when you're in a match like that. And I don't really think that there's a way for Krunker to fix this unless they added in some sort of skilled matchmaking system or something like that. But I mean, overall, other than that, the game is very good. So that's about everything I wanted to say. So if you guys think that the game is interesting, definitely check it out. It's very, very easy to check out. If you just go to krunker.io, you will literally launch right into a match. Actually, I forgot to even tell the story about that. When I first heard about Krunker, I saw that it was at krunker.io, and I went to it on my phone and launched right into a match. It was like, whoa, wait, I'm already playing? But anyway, make sure to check the game out. I'll see you guys in other videos, and here's the rest of the gameplay.
Ah!